there is a new ranking for Division I women's soccer this week, and we'll see if there is one next week or not, because the selection show for Division I women's soccer will start November 6th. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But as for this current one, it goes as follows. Florida State with 8 first place votes. Nobody else got first place votes, by the way. Then it's UCLA, Stanford, Texas Tech, Penn State, BYU, Clemson, Memphis, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Pitt, Wisconsin, North Carolina. Yeah, they dropped 10 spots because they did lose to Pitt, by the way. Brown, Nebraska, South Carolina, Xavier, Mississippi State, Gonzaga, that was receiving votes last week, now they're ranked. Michigan State, St. Louis, USC, that's University of Southern California, Santa Clara, Alabama, Wake Forest, that was receiving votes last week, now they're at number 25. Like the receiving vote teams are Georgetown with 10, Utah Valley University with 9, Georgia with 5, Texas with 4, Indiana 3, Arizona State with 3. And I'm also going to go over like the RPI, and this is only up to Sunday's games, by the way, and not like yesterday's games like the Big 12. So you got to take it for a grain of salt here. And it does impact the potential seedings for, like, you could potentially host up to Elite 8, potentially. So that's kind of important, and it's also important for those bubble teams too, like 1 through 16, just to go over it real fast, like Penn State, BYU, Florida State, UCLA, Brown, Texas Tech, Stanford, Notre Dame, Clemson, North Carolina, Arkansas, Princeton, St. Louis, Georgetown, Pitt, and Harvard. But I'm going to also concentrate on like teams outside, like in RPI. Too, like, and it might have included yesterday's games apparently. But either way, the most up-to-date RPI, I would do is put UCF on number 38 just to start out with. Then it's Pepperdine, LSU, Iowa, UConn, Texas, Lamar, Duke, Stanford, TCU's now at 47. They're kind of a little difficult situation because they lost their conference tournament game. They're only one, so yeah, that's not good luck. Kentucky, Towson, Texas A&M, Milwaukee, Georgia Southern, SMU, Liberty, Colorado, Ole Miss, Louisiana Monroe, Washington State, Old Dominion, Utah State. Of course, some of these conferences might not have a conference tournament, so if you don't have a conference tournament, you got to win your conference. Of course, if you have a conference tournament, if you're on a bubble, you got to win your conference tournament. Of course, you have to have good wins and not bad losses. Of course, for those top seeds out there in conference tournaments, if you want to be like for example, like a BYU at Texas Tech, you need to get at least to the conference title game, and even outright win it. That way you could potentially host up to the Elite 8. Assuming you win your first round game, your round of 32, and your Sweet 16 game. And that's the truth right there. That goes for like Penn State, UCLA, even Florida State. But you get the whole point in all this right there. You gotta find a way to avoid bad losses, especially if you're like in a conference that doesn't have a conference tournament. Of course, you gotta outright win it, both in conference tournament and not even conference tournament. For those that don't have it, like the Pac-12 and West Coast Conference, just for example. And I'm going to go over my top 10, and it goes as follows: Florida State, UCLA, Stanford, Texas Tech, Penn State, BYU, Memphis, Notre Dame, Clemson, Arkansas. Though teams outside looking in are like Pitt, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Brown, South Carolina, Nebraska, in no particular order. And the only game that's a top 25 game that I'm not including any conference tournament games in all this is number 22 USC and number 2 UCLA. So that's the only one out there, and we're gonna have to wait and see what happens in terms of NCAA tournament seedings next week, as well as who gets in right at the RPI, like as a bubble team, and of all things. Of course, I know some of those teams I mentioned in RPI, like 38 through 60, might not have a team from that particular conference, like because RPI is so low. You just don't want to. You gotta win it because it's a one bid league. It's a one bid league. So, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, the ultimate goal is 1,000 or more, so I can make money off this. Of course, liking the video, commenting the video really does help the YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Of course, sharing the video does help so more people could watch. And if you're watching, and I appreciate it, and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free, and of course, hit the notification bell as well. Not just for the people that are not subscribed and they're watching and subscribed and then hit the notification bell, but anyone in general that hasn't hit the notification bell yet, do so. And I get sometimes you don't get every video, like on certain channels, for whatever reason I don't get it, but you get the whole point. It does help. That way it gets you notified down the line.